A unified police officer is being praised for his attempts to de-escalate a violent situation that put his own life at risk.
These accolades came while the Salt Lake County attorney ruled that the shooting was justified. Fox 13's Haley Higgins is live for us in Salt Lake City with more on what happened in this situation. Haley.
Yeah, well, Sim Gill says an officer was legally able to shoot a suspect who they say had taken the service weapon of another officer and fired at a police officer in Holiday last September.
The suspect communicates to him and he puts his hands down, says that he has a gun.
The investigation into the police shooting leaned heavily on this witness video. Sim Gill says the situation developed rapidly while officers failed to activate body-worn cameras until after the shooting. Gill says they did the right thing.
This officer went through an analysis of reading in a highly dynamic situation.
On September 17th, investigators say Eric Pechtel ran a red light on 4500 South and was partially hit by a truck. After being thrown off his motorcycle, Pechtel ran, catching the attention of Officer Jason Hudgens, who was gassing up. During a confrontation, Pechtel reached into his shorts, threatening he had a gun. Suspecting Pechtel was bluffing, Officer Hudgens put down his gun and grabbed his taser. Pechtel took off, investigators say, and Officer Hudgens deployed that taser, but it failed. During a physical struggle, Pechtel grabbed Officer Hudgens' service weapon that had fallen on the ground and pointed it directly at him.
And at that moment, he valued that person's suspect's life and he put his life in danger. And at that point, on the threshold of a fatal situation.
Seeing the struggle, another UPD officer, John Selnayer, yelled out to Pechtel, who allegedly turned and shot at him, who then returned fire.
We review these things, we call them like we see them, and here's a situation when an officer does exactly what they're trained to do.
Pechtel was shot 4 times but survived. The Layton man has a lengthy criminal history and was a wanted fugitive after being involved in a crash days earlier that critically injured a woman. Now, Pechtel is reported as saying he was suicidal at the time of the shooting. He is currently being held in the state prison in Draper. Now, he has not yet been charged with anything related to this shooting, and I reached out to his attorney who did not get back to us. Reporting live in Salt Lake City, Haley Higgins, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Haley, thank you. As for the car crash involving Pechtel, 2 felony charges were dismissed in March. He was accused of driving drunk in Duchesne County when the car crashed, seriously injuring a passenger. Yesterday, that woman filed a civil suit against Pechtel, as well as against the bar that she believes overserved him.